Hey guys, this is Sean Waller, also known as Sean Your Realtor. Continue to educate yourself because this business is always evolving. Just continue to learn. With it, talk to you guys later. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Strictly Free Game Podcast. I am your host, Sean Waller, also known as Sean Your Realtor. Whatever you want to call me, just make sure you call me. 718-840-8094. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button, all that good stuff on YouTube. And I am here with, she came all the way from Soho today.
Yeah, it was a ride. It was a ride, but worth it.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming out. I'm not even
course.
going to introduce you. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Brianah. I am with Serhant, and I do real estate in Manhattan and Brooklyn.
There you go. So how long have you been doing real estate?
So surprisingly, I've only been doing real estate for about a little over 2 years.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
people are very shocked at that.
Yeah.
I've had quite the growth.
Quite a ride?
In the
All right.
in a matter of 2 years.
That's around the beginning of the pandemic? Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you get into
Maybe
real estate?
2 years and maybe like 4 months or so. Yeah.
Okay, so right before the craziness.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you get into real estate?
So I got into real estate because it wasn't like a crazy passion of mine that I always wanted to do. I kind of just found it along the way and then fell in love.
Okay.
So I moved to New York after I graduated, and I really had no plan at all and no money because I was obviously a broke college student. So I worked in hospitality for maybe 4 or 5 years. And as you know, in the city, it's super lucrative. So not knowing what I wanted to do, I did know that during that time, I wanted to make a lot of money so that when I figured it out, I was kind of ready to make a move.
Yeah, makes sense.
So during that time, I would go to a lot of events and read a lot of books and just meet a lot of people and network. And then I actually found some people that I call my mentor today. Okay. And they introduced me to real estate, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is my ticket to wealth, to freedom, to everything, stability, security. And I wanted to invest in real estate, actually. Okay. So I figured the best way to do that was to become an agent, learn the market, and here I am.
Nice. So 2 years later, that's a roller coaster.
That's a roller coaster.
2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And you're in a market. So I'm in a Long Island market. It's a little different than the market that you're in.
Yes.
Your market is a beast.
Very beasty, very fast-paced, very fast. Are you in, are you out? What's up?
Your market is so intimidating. I remember when I got my license, I was like, I'm going to the city and do it. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I'm looking from the boroughs.
What was intimidating about it?
I don't know. I guess just seeing you look at those big buildings and you start looking at hearing those prices, and it's like, yo, how am I even going to get my feet wet? Yeah. In this market. Speaking of that, how does an agent get their feet wet in that luxury real estate market of Brooklyn?
So my story is definitely very unique and probably not the average story, but I started out in rentals. I did rentals for maybe about 1.5 years at Nooklyn. Okay. And I was like, I'm better than this. Like, I want to do sales. Like, I know I can handle it. Yeah. So I left Nooklyn and I went to Corcoran. And after maybe 1.5 years, you don't really have a business set up. You don't really have much. And I was like, I'm just going to see what happens. Like, let's go. Like, I can handle it. Like, that's me. I take risks. So I started working with Corcoran. And during this time, I was still reading a lot of books, attending a lot of events. I was on Clubhouse a lot. Okay. And from social media and just learning so much, I met Tricia, who actually picked me up to join her team. And working with her, just like, that was it. Yeah. That was my ride to learning so much about the luxury market, so much about sales, and so much about real estate in general. From that, I had a go-getter mentality, a go-getter attitude, and then with this knowledge base, I was like, oh, it's over. It's over. Yeah, I was like, game over, done. So I worked under her and for her team. Now we're at Serhant, which is another it's over.
Yeah, it's a monster.
It's over.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I don't even know Tricia. I never met her a day in my life. But when I saw that press release, I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
She's phenomenal. Yeah. Amazing.
That's fire. So prior to, you went from rentals, right? And then you went from rentals, then you went to another company, but you knew rentals wasn't the thing. So now Tricia comes to you and she's like, I want you on my team. How give us that first initial introduction. How did you say, you know what, I'm not gonna do this solo. I'm gonna go under the team, because that's a big mental shift.
It's a mental shift, yeah. So when I went, like I told you, when I went to Corcoran individually, I had no plan anyway. I was like, I'm going to figure it out. Like, what are we going to do? So when she reached out to me, I did very minor Google search and I saw all of these great things that she did. And I said, oh, this is it. I said, easy, done. So I had multiple conversations with her. I met her at a couple of spots. We had conversation and it was really just game changing from there.
Nice.
When I got onto her team, mind you, this is someone that has never worked a sale in her life at this point. I got on her team and I was working on about 15 sales at once and I was just so overwhelmed, but I was like, oh, this is it. Like, this is it.
Okay.
And she was saying, like, if you can handle this by just coming in, she's like, oh, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Great.
Wow. So
yeah,
I'm just taking it in. So that's a lot. I remember
it's insane.
When I first started, like you said, there's no game plan when you first get into it.
No game plan.
But to get thrown into it like that, it's either you're going to sink or swim.
Sink or swim, and then getting thrown into Serhant like that again, it's sink or swim.
Yeah. So speaking of Serhant, so how was the transition over? Where were you guys before you were
Compass?
Oh, you were Compass.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was the transition over? Because Serhant's marketing, their stuff is next level.
Next level.
Like, we used to talk about that before.
Next level.
So give us a little breakdown of how that's going over there.
So, like you said, it's next level. Honestly, he thinks like 1 or 2 steps ahead of everyone else, you know? And I really do appreciate that. It's all about branding, all about marketing, all about exposing yourself, putting yourself in rooms and just providing yourself with as much opportunity as possible. But what I do like about working there is that he really allows you to be as creative as possible. If you've listened to his podcast or his books or anything, you know he goes above and beyond and does things that are very unique and outside the box. So he gives you that platform to do, you know, whatever you want within reason. But you know, but essentially whatever you want and to be as creative as you want. And I think that's what really makes him stand out and what makes a lot of his agents stand out and feel comfortable enough to do things that make them, you know, creative.
That's dope. So speaking of branding, so now this game is all about branding.
Oh, 100%.
All about branding.
100%.
So how are you
marketing and branding?
Marketing and branding. Now, how are you branding yourself as a young Black female in a luxury market? How do you stand out amongst the crowd when it comes to that?
So, honestly, it's very difficult.
I can imagine.
It is very difficult. And we actually just did something on this during Black History Month about being Black agents in a luxury market.
Now I want to cut you off. That was the most fire thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I think I reposted everyone that was on. I didn't know. I've never seen a brokerage take it to that level.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind. Not to cut you off.
No, and it was actually created. It was actually Tricia and Jeff's idea to actually portray how, you know, the struggles that we go through as Black agents in the luxury market. Also being a young female Black, it's just there's so many hurdles to jump. Also, people think I'm like 21 years old, so there's that also. They're like, wait, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm here to sell this. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of hurdles, and being able to just, you know, overcome those, remain professional, and still be yourself, like your true authentic self, you know, throughout everything. So it's been a ride, but I think connecting with other agents that go through the same struggle and being able to, you know, relate again, Serhant allowing us the creativity to be ourselves, I think it all works out well. How
do you prospect for that market? Because I don't know, do you guys door knock?
No,
do you cold call? Like,
no, it's interesting because a lot of other agents, these are their neighbors, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But prospecting is, I would cold call. A lot of leads and listings come from social media.
Really?
Social media is like, it's free advertising.
It's
like literally free advertising. And if you're not using social media for your business, start.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even luxury market like that.
I mean, no one coming to a $60 million is going to hit up my Instagram.
I mean, not yet.
But from those, I know, not yet. But from those, you create those relationships, and then you slowly but surely work your way up. And I know a lot of agents, some, you know, like Tricia, for example, she came into real estate with a business already. You know, I was very new. So when you have a business prior to real estate, you can bring those clients to you and they know what you do. You know, when you're just starting out, you have to create your own brand, you know, and that's really the struggle of it. Whether it's social media, whether it's cold calling, whether it's door knocking, but there's limitations and guidelines for, cold calling and door knocking and things like that. But you really just have to brand yourself, whether it's going out and networking and just putting yourself out there as much as possible.
Which market do you like better? Do you like the Brooklyn market or do you like the Manhattan market?
We're slowly but surely expanding into the Manhattan market, but I like being able to sell the neighborhood I live in. I like being able to sell the neighborhood I live in. Okay. I live in like Clinton Hill, the Fort Greene area. It's still very nice, very desirable, and I like it. I like it.
What's your favorite part about the area? What attracts you more to those areas?
It's a convenience. So I'm by a lot of services, a lot of restaurants. There's parks nearby, and it's still residential. I like, I like everything about it. Honestly, when it comes to Brooklyn, I'm a Queens boy. I'm born and raised in Queens, and Queens and Brooklyn always had this weird little thing, right? Little beef. Okay. All right.
So you never really varied into Brooklyn too much. I only knew like East New York, like those type of areas. But Clinton Hill,
that's deep in Brooklyn.
Yeah. I don't know much about Clinton Hill. Okay. I don't know much about like that pocket area of Brooklyn. How are the numbers looking over there now? Are they slowly? Well,
they look good.
Yeah,
they're looking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like how much is a single family like going for out there in those areas now?
So you're really gonna have like brownstones out there. So you can do like with no real renovation, maybe like a 2-3 million.
With no real renovation. Maybe
yeah, with no. Like 2-3. But there's no real like single families. Like when you get to Clinton Hill, Fort Greene, you have a lot of brownstones, townhouses, and then you'll have condos. Okay. And then you'll have just like a plethora of services, restaurants, grocery stores, salons, cafes, everything.
Nice. Have you ever thought about getting your license? I've always been curious about this too. So are agents that are usually in the Brooklyn, Manhattan market, do they try to vary into Jersey? Like, do y'all go into that Jersey market at all?
No, not really.
Not really? Okay, because I thought it was like neighboring, so maybe they'll try to shift over to there.
Yeah, it's not too far, but not really.
What advice what's the most recent advice that you got from Tricia in this crazy market? How is the market out there now? Because I know out here
the market is nuts right now.
Bidding wars like crazy. Are people going, well,
the market's nuts here, I'm assuming. I think it's a national thing.
But what are they? I know out here they're doing like $100,000 over asking. Like, what are they really doing in that market? Are they going like a mil over?
I mean,
how does that really even work out there?
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of our last above ask price. They're 2, 3, 4, 500,000 above ask. Yeah, days on market have definitely decreased. Like, I mean, once it's there, it's not. I mean, honestly, definitely over ask, and open houses are packed. Like there's lines. Yeah. There's lines.
I had one this weekend that wasn't actually, it kind of flowed not too bad. I scheduled like 4 hours out of my, I just do 4 hours. Yeah. I'm trying not to cramp this all in.
And you're transitioning from when we had to do COVID open houses. So everyone had their kind of like private 15 minutes and then you block everyone out. Now it's just, people are rushing for you to open the door. So
you have to get there like 45 minutes early just to set up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh man, so what is your goals for like the next 2 to 5 years?
So
when it comes to your branding, as far as your brand, like business wise, like where do you want to put yourself in the next few years?
So I hope to be a better agent. Actually, I will be a better agent. Of course you will. Of course. And that 3 to 5 year span. I want to really work on branding myself. I didn't really start branding myself until about maybe a year ago, honestly, maybe like a year and a half. And you can definitely see this change, like just from my Instagram, just something basic, yeah. Okay. But I want to work my way into a higher luxury market, and I want to start investing in New York.
Start investing
in New York?
Yeah. See, New York is intimidating. When I think investing in New York, I'm like, your pockets got to be heavy.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Are we going to see you on the TV show anytime soon?
I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
Man, I'm trying to think what else. What advice would you give to a new agent that's fresh out of school? They just got their license. They're not like me. They're like not scared to death to go into that market.
A lot of people actually either they give me a call, text me in my DM, and they tell me I'm interested in real estate. I'm taking my test. My advice is to work hard. Like, don't think it's easy at all. Don't think that you're going to get your license and then be on $1 million listing. It's not going to happen like that at all. Yeah. and to network, because you never know who knows who. You never know what room you're in that can really help you get to the next level.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you seen like a shift in your friends? Are they taking your business a little more serious now?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a little insight on that.
Now, so when I was renting, I went, like I said, when I started renting, I also didn't have a car at this time. So I was taking the train to a listing in Harlem and then going to a listing in Brooklyn. And then it was a struggle. It was a serious struggle. But now I feel like with friends, family, and everyone, in between, they've definitely seen, the growth.
They've seen the growth?
They've seen the growth. So that's exciting.
Okay.
And they let me know it's exciting to kind of watch that. So it's nice.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So I read some article a few days ago about the rental market in general in the city.
The rental market's nice.
They having
too.
bidding wars on rentals from what I'm hearing.
Yes. Also, days on market, once it's on, it's off.
It's like that. So
there's no concessions. Like, that's not even a word anymore.
Really? Oh yeah, I can imagine.
No
not giving
concessions.
out anything anymore. No 1 month free, none of that stuff?
Free in this market? No, not at all. So in addition to there not being any concessions, they're just increasing the rent in general. So rent's increasing, there's no concessions, there's 0 days on market, let's be honest.
It's crazy.
And inventory it's no longer.
So you're seeing, so you say you started right around the time of the pandemic, right before the pandemic, when everyone was running out of Manhattan. What are you seeing right now? Do you see the people that are because a lot of people coming out here, y'all were taking up our market.
Yeah.
The people was coming out here.
They were going to Jersey.
Yeah, they was killing us out here. Do you see those people actually starting to shift back to the city now?
I definitely see. So I'm originally from Connecticut. So during that time, people were going to Connecticut because they were asking me, "Do you?" And I was like, "No, I don't do that in Connecticut." But they were going to Connecticut. They were going to Long Island. They were going to Jersey. Now I definitely see some people coming back, and the people that were here, we see them migrating. Okay. So it's they're just like moving around. So whether they're buying or selling is something for us to do. Because I mean, it just created movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything that happens with the market, whether it's COVID, it's going to create movement.
Of course.
And then, that's gold for real estate agents.
It's gold. We just need a little more inventory. If we have more inventory, it'd be even better.
Exactly. But I definitely do see a lot of them coming back from the outskirts of Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut,
of course,
things like
because now the city's back open.
Now the city is back.
Yeah, the city's back.
And a lot of people are trying to actually, landlords and investors, come back and buy and take advantage of this crazy rental market.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah.
I said, when the pandemic happened, I wish I would have bought something in the city. I wish mentally I would have been like, you should just buy because the prices.
But everyone was freaking out. No one knew what was happening. No one knew what was going on.
We thought the world was ending. We thought it was over.
Exactly.
And that's when Serhant actually launched during the pandemic, right?
Yep.
When did you guys moved over recently? So you weren't there at the very beginning.
I think it's been 6 months, maybe.
6 months? Okay.
Yeah.
How many people on the team?
4.
Oh, it's only 4 people on the team?
Yep, only 4 of us.
Okay. How is the do you guys do a lot of like prospecting together? Is it like how is the team dynamic? The
team dynamic is good, actually. I think that we all kind of bring something different to the table, and our skill sets work very, very well together. Okay. So I think that's also very important when you have team members that can all contribute something very differently, and we can learn from everyone, just as much, not maybe as much, but just as much as I can learn from Tricia, she can learn something from me and take that and, help the team.
Well, you're younger, you're coming into the game. It's a lot of things that you could probably.
I had to give that disclaimer because I've learned so much.
Now that's dope though, because like you said, she's been in the business so long, and for her to take on a newer agent, that says a lot. Yeah. Because a lot of the vets like that, they don't really want to get with a newer agent, especially with a team that's as small as yours.
Because it's a lot of depending, it's a lot of expectation, and like I said, she did come into real estate, but she was also a businesswoman like prior to that. Yeah. So she is beyond a real estate agent, honestly, to me, straight businesswoman. That's dope. Which I appreciate, and I also learn a lot from as well.
That's dope. And I love when they're black too. I love the blackness. That's so fire.
Love it.
That's so fire.
Love it.
I'm telling you, that's why I had to have the Serhant thing.
It's the supporting black people in general, but really black agents, because I mean, you realize and you understand how hard this industry is. So any chance I can get to like support, I'm there. Let's
talk about that. So let's talk about the challenges in that market. Do you see, what are the challenges? I think we kind of touched on this a little bit, but give me that perspective from someone that's newer in the business. Like, what are the challenges that's happening when you're going to these houses? you're presenting these offers. You're in front of these other seasonal agents that may not look like.
I mean, there's always the thought in the back of your mind that they don't take you seriously. They may or may not want to work with you because of, you being a female, you being young, you being black. Like, all of these things are in the back of your head. So to me, and this has been not only in real estate, but just in life, you have to work 20 times as hard, literally just to be seen as half as good. You could be, 4 times as good, but just to be, seen as half good, you just have to do 10 times more, to surpass anything that was bought upon you. You have to, I don't know. It's a lot that you have to kind of fight through just to be at the bare minimum, or what people see as like the bare minimum.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
I would say black women y'all the best anyway. Y'all dope.
Yeah, we do what we can. We do what we can. But it's very difficult, and I feel like you have to have that thick skin to not let it affect you, and just literally, unfortunately, work that 10 times as harder. Just to be seen.
Give us a typical day of a real estate agent. Like, what are you starting? You wake up in the morning. What do you do?
So it's definitely different than what's on social media.
Because I'm thinking that you wake up, you got your joggers on, you go get you a cup of coffee in the morning, like, you know what I mean?
It really depends.
To the coffee shop.
It depends on how the day is structured. So if it's a day where you have a lot of showings, you have open houses, you're getting up. Well, the night before, I actually prep for the day just so I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I'm not waking up in chaos. But you get up, you get dressed. You prepare for your showings, you have open houses, you're out all day. Eating on the go in the car is... You don't have time to eat.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have time to eat at all. I'm always granola bars in the car, smoothies in the car, like, that's it.
I literally just ate. That's why when I called.
It's insane.
I was like, damn, did I eat breakfast today?
You're always on the go.
It's crazy.
And this was on my, when I went to DC last weekend, or in Maryland last weekend, I had to pull over at a service stop to send some emails and to put an offer in. And I was like, this is the stuff that people should know about. Like,
that's
literally, I have to pull over because
fact.
This agent called me and he wants this now. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. On the highway, I'm like, I have to find a truck stop. So it's definitely chaos, definitely chaos. And then if you have things like recording and you have photo shoots and you have that's a whole nother crazy day in itself.
It's a job in itself.
That's a whole nother day in itself.
How so when you hear these numbers like $5 million, $6 million houses, like these people aren't coming with pre-approvals, are they? Like, how is a typical buyer? What do you?
Oh no, they do.
They do come with pre-approvals?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're paying cash.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. When I hear those numbers, I'm like, yeah, they got to be coming with cash.
Pre-approval or cash, and then with cash, obviously, we need a proof of funds.
Okay.
Yeah. So fill out that revenue financial statement. Show us what the numbers are looking like in the account.
Yeah, show the money. Show me the money.
Show me the Carfax. Like, we need to know we're not wasting our time. 1 million or 10 million, we still need to know if we're wasting our time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Damn, it's crazy. I'll tell you, those numbers always like blow my mind. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I've tried to like think about it because when I was doing rentals, you have like a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 property, and I try to think about it as it's the same thing, just a bigger number. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to think.
It's a good way to look at it.
A little bigger number, but
we deal with little smaller numbers out here. I'm dealing with like 600,000. I'm like, that check, that's how I look at it. What is your least favorite part about the business? Because we have a love-hate. I think every agent has a love-hate.
Love-hate for sure. Least favorite part?
You give me a favorite first while you think about your least favorite.
I like a lot about real estate. I like that you can do so much within it. It's a huge umbrella, whether you're a landlord, whether you're a buyer, you're a seller, you're an agent, you're investing. There's just so much to do within real estate, and there is endless opportunity to learn. And I love learning. True. So I think that's what I really like about real estate. I also like knowing the market. Like, I like being up to date and current with what's going on. If someone asks me something, I'm like, oh yeah, I read about that, or I know that. So it gives you a feeling of like confidence knowing that you know what's going on in your industry.
What are you reading to keep up with the market?
Real Deal, I read all the time. Inman, all the time. Yeah. And if I want to learn something about something specifically, I Google it, and then I try to find like the most articles about it. I mean, depending on the source, you want to make sure it's a reliable source.
Of course.
But I like looking at different sources and then kind of like putting that together, figuring out, have I done this with the deal before? Consulting with people on my team as well. So I think that's very important.
That's fine. I saw that you're starting to do a lot of educational stuff with your social media. I've been stalking. I do a little research.
Yeah, I try to keep it very, not too detailed because the average person that's not in real estate might not read it.
Yeah.
But just a simple like, interest rates are going up. Boom, that's all you need to know. You know? No concessions in the rental market. Boom, that's all you need to know. You know, some people are gonna read more in depth about it. I also put like links if you wanna know more. But to capture audience, you know, you only get about 0.5 seconds to capture attention these days. So you have to outline, you have to underline, you have to circle, you have to get them in. So yeah, because a lot of my friends, they'll tell me, I didn't read that, but I saw that you circled interest rates. I'm like, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. That's it. That's it.
Gotta love them, right?
Yeah.
A few of my friends,
they don't know what's going on.
they never know what's going on. And I get the most random questions at the most random time. I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no idea. How am I supposed to know this? I don't know.
Yeah.
But you still never gave me your least favorite.
I'm trying to think, what do I not like?
That's not to be too. We all love the business. Like it's the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
But it
what I don't like is that it's seen as more glamorized than it is.
I'm glad you said that. Okay.
That's what I don't like about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And social media doesn't help because of course I'm not going to record myself stressing out. I'm going to record, new listing. I'm going to record just closed. I'm going to, but especially working in the luxury market, especially working for the brokerage that I do work for, a lot of people only see the glitz and glamour. And I think that's one thing that I have a love-hate relationship with.
Yeah, I like that answer. That was a very, very, very good answer because no one sees that.
Yeah.
Like you said, the stress of putting a deal together sometimes and the going through the motions of it, like
it's a lot.
It's intense.
It's a lot.
It's intense. Like you say, you literally had to pull over on the side of the road.
And even when you because I actually put that on my story, so even when you put it on your story, it doesn't capture the stress I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
You just see a cute little picture of me in my car, and it doesn't capture the moment of the sweat that was literally dripping down my face. So, yeah. I think that'd be my least favorite. People think that it's a lot easier than it is because I'm still struggling to this day. Like I said, I've only been in the business, a little over 2 years. So
I saw you just had a big closing, right? I think you just posted like you had a big closing.
Closing? Yeah. Oh yeah. We closed 2 days ago. We actually put something in contract, a few properties in contract. Before I came here, I actually had to stop and put the in contract sign over the sign.
Oh, really?
On one of our properties in Brooklyn.
Nice.
So yeah, we have a few in contract right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine, man. It's fine. You know what like I said, I know a little bit about Brooklyn. I know a little bit about brownstones. What the hell is the difference between a brownstone and a limestone? Is there a huge difference?
It's the type of brick.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I see people posting like, damn, I thought it was something interior that was a little different. Like, am I totally off?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
But which is more valuable? Most likely a brownstone, right?
It really depends. Because this is just with the facade and the exterior, but it really depends on whether it's on like a landmark block, whether it's a landmark limestone, what the inside looks like, of course, because everyone wants, the limestone or the brownstone, but they want the modern finishes inside, but they still want the charm of the old, So yeah, it really depends.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
How big it is, things like that.
Okay. And if it comes to like a backyard and all that good stuff, right?
Lot size, all that good stuff.
Wow. All right. I'm trying to think what else. You gave me a lot. I don't even know what else. I'm trying to think what the hell else I could think of right now. You told me what your goals are as far as your branding and all that stuff. I like to see the branding. I like to see that you're taking advantage of the brand, especially with your social media stuff.
Yeah, I tell everyone, I'm like, social media is free advertising. Like, why don't you do it? And I honestly, I wasn't really in real estate at the time. I was maybe 6 months into doing rentals. So I would post on my Instagram once every 4 months. Like, I didn't post at all. Yeah. And I actually met with someone who, I slid in their DM, honestly.
Did you?
I'm not gonna lie, I slid in their DM. No, he's so great. I look up to him a lot. I followed him. Okay. He does a lot of venture capital things. He's really great. Nice. Has tons of followers. He's really great. But I slid in his DM and I was like, hey, I wanna chat with you. And I was super surprised when he's like, yeah. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, no way. So again, I'm freaking out. I'm sweating. Yeah. So we have a Zoom call. It was maybe like a half an hour, nothing crazy. And we connected. He's like, I see how hard you work. And he started following me and I was like, oh my God, this is insane, right?
Nice.
But one thing that he did tell me was that you should really start utilizing your social media. He's like, you're great. A lot of people just don't know, So like start, whether it's just your story or your post, like start using social media heavy. Yeah. And like from that conversation, I was like, done, say less. Nice. And from then,
just
took off.
Which do you have TikTok and all that stuff too?
Yeah, I have TikTok. I'm not too active on it, but I do have TikTok. It's another full-time job to be active on all these social media platforms like LinkedIn. You have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's like it's draining. It's draining.
And I don't know how some people I know that constantly posting on all of them. Like, how the hell
like these influencers. I'm like, how? I can't.
I mean, like, how are you doing it and being busy at the same time?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how are you working?
That's why I was like, how can I do this if you want me to actually work? I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah.
Nice. Would you like to? I'm way down the line. Do you think you're going to stay in the business of real estate, or you want to be more like an influencer, or?
I definitely want to stay within real estate. Okay. For sure.
Okay. So that's
because, like I was saying, there's just so much to do within it. You don't have to be confined to being an agent. Yeah. There's just so much to do within real estate, which is why I love it so much. So
that's why. Yeah. Maybe you have a team soon. More team.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Also, to have people under you and to manage people, that's a lot too.
That's another job too.
That's another job.
That's another job too. Yeah. I think you'd be dope at it.
But I mean, you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
I mean, that's for we talking.
And I do like letting people know that they have the ability to do whatever they want. Like I do like sending that message.
Okay.
When you work hard.
When you work hard, of course. Yeah.
When you work hard,
play hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I think that's it for me. You gave me a lot.
Good? Did I?
Yeah, you gave me
great.
a lot.
Perfect.
That was fire. Well, give me some information how they could contact you.
Okay, so again, my name is Brianah Moore. I work with Serhant, and we do real estate in Brooklyn and Manhattan. You can contact me on social media, Brianna Chanel on Instagram and TikTok.
And she's super dope. You saw it here. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff to the podcast. I'm Showing Your Realtor, Strictly Free Game Podcast. Thank you for driving all the way out. She drove all the way out from Soho.
It was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot. Thank you for having me, though.
Nah, I appreciate it.
I made the drive for you.
Yeah, you did.
I love it.
I want lunch or something. That's it. Thank you.
Of course.
That was dope.
That was good. That was super conversational. Yeah. Love it.